I started in my late 40s. I did martial arts as a younger adult, but I think jiu-jitsu, with the techniques we have and the sport it is, I think you can last longer in this game. You don't have to worry about somebody punching you in the face. So my advice is you're never too late to start jiu-jitsu, as long as your body is able to, and even if, let's say, you have some pre-existing ailments, like I had shoulder problems, back problems, you always can modify your training. You can just drill. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to be a world champion. You can work around the injuries. I've seen people just come out of knee surgery and just drill whatever they can drill, minus using that knee, sprained fingers, broken fingers. I have rotator cuff problems, and I realized that my shoulder is weak and not as flexible as it used to be. So you can always find a way to be on the mat, but just you have to be smarter. And that's why I always say you can always train that. There's no age limit as long as your body is allows you to train. I like to be just to be more efficient in jiu-jitsu. If I could reinvent the wheel, which I cannot in jiu-jitsu, but I like to simplify, because I started later in jiu-jitsu. I don't have the means to go back in time when I was 20 and make up 20 years. So yeah, in a way, I'm trying to find something that works for my age and my size, to maybe find more efficient ways of learning jiu-jitsu. I guess you can say maybe little shortcuts to jiu-jitsu, so that if you, like me, starting late in the game, like my friend that came in earlier, I was just trying to show him just simple ways that you can get in the game real fast, because we started late, and like I said, we kind of make up for 20 years of experience like the younger people who started young. So by that, I try to just kind of like the buffet line. Right off the bat, I know what I want to eat. I want to eat protein, I want to eat carbs. I know what I want. I just selected already a buffet table. So in jiu-jitsu, what works for me, I kind of keep that, and just by what I have, I hone it, try to be the best at it. And if anything, at my age, I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to beat anybody, be a world champion, but I like to think, just with that thinking in mind, that specialty that I have, the buffet pieces that I have, I like to think just by that I can pretty much hold my own at this late stage of my life. The older people, the people who started late in the game, we don't have the luxury, like I said, we're not coming out of high school, wrestling experience. Maybe that was 30 years ago, but like we're in the 40s, 50s, so pretty much like I would say it's cut to the chase, try to make jiu-jitsu simplified as much as possible without compromising critical techniques. Of course, the age factor, the mindset, yeah, the younger white belts, of course, the more athletic, probably have less life experience, but that doesn't mean anything, take away anybody from the older white belt people. Sometimes they experience life more, they have more, they seem to have a more mental game because they have more life experience, and they tend to rely more on technique because of our body types. I mean, we cannot rely on our youth anymore because it's inevitable, it's part of life. You're in the 40s, in the 50s, you can never have that 20-year-old body. So in essence, because of that, I think the older people tend to pay a lot more to the techniques, because that's all we have is the techniques that we have. Whereas the younger white belts, they have the youth and strength and flexibility that we don't have. So that's why I tend to gravitate myself to the older people. Because I started later too, and I like to kind of practice what I preach and be a good example to those that you can start, as I mentioned, at a later age in life. And I hate when people say, "Oh, I'm too old for trade." I say, "How old are you?" "Oh, 43." And I kind of laugh at them. 43? Bro, you're a baby to me. I started when I was, like I said, mid-40s, and I'm mid-50s now. And like I said, if there's injuries holding you back, there's ways of working around it, but disclaimer, make sure you get clear from your doctor first.